Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gingerhead Men podcast. Your two favorite Ed Sheeran lookalikes are here with a new guest for the first time in a while. It's gonna be a
Ooh,
little bit, of
yeah,
a non-break for you, but we haven't recorded in like what 2 months now.
it's
It's been a
it's been
minute.
a while.
I just know you guys haven't recorded. I haven't been here for it, but I just know it.
You're a witness. You're a
I
witness
am I
to
am an
this.
active bystander.
So we decided we wanted to have a guest on the podcast, and there's a funny little story as to why we picked Jonny. Why Jonny was the perfect candidate.
Hey guys, I'm Johnny.
He's Jonny. Oh yeah, we didn't say that part.
I'm Johnny. That's about it. See ya.
Jonny is my friend from home, and Connor is my friend from college. And it turns out Connor met his girlfriend, Jonny met his girlfriend, and they're best friends.
Literally, like closer than ever could be. Like they're the best friends, like the number one best friends. Like it's crazy.
I know all of them in different ways, and now they
Mhm.
know each other, and I don't know what the chances of that are, but
It's just
here
the
we
It was
circle
go.
we've
magic.
created. The circle we've created is
Magic.
hilarious.
It all comes full circle.
You're right. No, I need to get Sarah into magic. It needs to happen. Yeah, the circle we have is crazy because I love Logan. Logan loves Connor. Connor loves Allie. Allie loves Sarah, and Sarah loves me. So it's just like it's just a nice circle of love.
Yes.
Now that we got that out of the way, we
Not
should talk about what we're going to talk about today. So the three of us wanted to discuss a topic that is near and dear to all of our hearts. And Connor and I had briefly touched on this in a past episode, but we wanted to delve deep into the world of Pokemon.
Woo!
yeah,
Yay!
Pokemon. I
Pocket
love Pokemon.
monsters.
So Jonny, how did you get into Pokemon? Was it through a game, the show?
Well, I a bit of a combination of both. Or just honestly, I was like I'm gonna say from like ages like 6 and up when I was really into like Nerf guns and things like that. Just I watched a lot of Pokemon in Indigo League, and if you know Pokemon, you know Indigo League is definitely the best show. It's so good. But I watched a lot of Pokemon Indigo League. I was definitely an avid collector of Pokemon cards, like I'm sure a lot of us were. I know
Mhm.
Logie still kind of is. I don't collect as many anymore because I've switched over to Magic. But uh,
Magic?
Magic. No, I absolutely I've loved Pokemon since the start, and I've played so many of the games, ranging from when I was on the DS to now the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, no, that's really my connection to Pokemon. I remember. Oh, and of course, one of my favorite things I had when I was a kid was I had a little stuffed animal Riolu, and I still have it sitting on my dresser at my mom's.
Yay.
Whoa, that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty nice.
Has a little red scarf, so I think of it, and I don't know why it came with a red scarf, but it makes me think it's like special, you know?
It is special.
Exactly. It's my Riolu. It's pretty
It's
sick.
your Riolu.
It is. Yeah, that's my connection to Pokemon. What got you guys into it?
I got Pokemon Platinum for my probably 6th birthday or something when I was younger, and I played it and I loved it, and the rest was history.
Yeah, can't blame you. I mean, those DS games, like I remember specifically Pokemon Black, I really
Hmm.
really enjoyed. And that was like, did they do 3DS at that point, or was that not a thing yet?
It wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, I think I played it. I remember playing on the DS. I just couldn't remember if it.
Black was great. I mean, I started with Pokemon cards, and then my first game was Pokemon Black. I picked Snivy, and Reshiram was my favorite legendary Pokemon for a while.
Reshiram is sick. He's a great
Hmm.
legendary.
Reshiram is amazing. I mean, Johnny, we have to ask the question. Out of all the generations, there's 9 now. Which one is your favorite?
Ooh. Now I'm a bit biased because of my favorite Pokemon. I'm trying to see. I can't remember exactly what gen it is. Wait, hold on. Can I ask? I was just looking up like the different generations. I looked up like Gen 4 and 6, and I got only Pokemon. And I looked up Gen 5, and immediately just some pictures of Glock 19 started popping up. It just random guns. I don't know why. It's Gen 3. Gen 3 for sure.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed a lot of the Pokemon there, and I'm definitely a fan of like I'm not as deep into Pokemon now, so I'm not as I can't really speak to the newer generations. Like I know there's some I do know a bit about, but like Gen 3 I remember playing a lot of, and I really enjoyed the starters especially. One of them's my favorite, and I really like a lot of the Pokemon in Gen 3. What about you guys?
I had always thought of Gen 4 as my favorite because,
Gen 4 is
I
great.
started with Gen 4 and all that. But recently, I think I mentioned this in the episode before when we talked about Pokemon, but I have a like Pokedex that I'm working towards for cards, just one
Right.
of each
Yep.
Pokemon.
hmm
And recently I got a huge binder that's all one binder, and I switched it. I was doing it alphabetically before, and that sucked. And anytime a
bet.
new game comes out, I have to redo it. And now I'm doing it by number so I can just keep adding to it. And I didn't realize how many Pokemon in Platinum in the Gen 4 games weren't from Gen 4.
Right, they were. Yeah, you just saw them in the Gen 4 games. You're like, this is sick.
Oh.
I see what you mean.
All the there's so many Pokemon. There's like Apom, Yanma, other examples that I like the first stage, and I'm like, why do they have an evolution? They shouldn't have an evolution. And all the evolutions were added in Gen 4, and all the
Gotcha.
first stages were Gen 2 or 3. So with that in mind, because it was a tough decision between two of them, and with that in mind, I think Gen 1 is definitely my favorite.
I mean, Gen 1, you can't go wrong. I really love a lot of the Pokemon there. I did want to mention about Gen 3 too. I love there's some banger legendaries. Like, you get the Regicycle, Latias and Latios, Groudon and Kyogre, Rayquaza and Deoxys, and I mean, Jirachi to me is kind of forgettable, but the rest of them, I thought that was pretty fire. I like the legendary setup they had there.
Yeah, the legendaries, I mean, I feel like in recent years they haven't been as good, but they used to be amazing.
Yeah, no, they used to have like I'm not a fan. Maybe it's a hot take of like the Sword and Shield ones. I didn't really think those were very. I thought they were okay, but
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah,
didn't
the
jump out
dogs.
at me. Yeah, the two
Yeah.
dogs. I was like, you already did Suicune, Raikou, and who's the other one?
Entei.
Entei. I almost said Atali. Magic.
I love Raikou. Out of those three,
Raikou's sick.
the other
Raikou's
two
pretty
are
cool.
eh.
Raikou's the electric one, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That one's probably the coolest.
Suicune is kind of tough because I remember him from one of the movies for Indigo League movies. Also, can we talk about how awesome just the legendary birds are and how they stand the test of time? Like Zapdos,
That's true.
Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno might be the best trio of legendary Pokemon. Like,
I love Zapdos so much.
Zapdos is so good. Okay, wait, what was your guys' Pokemon Go teams? I was Team Instinct.
I was Team Instinct too.
Oh my god, Valor. That's the fire one, right?
You were Team Valor.
Yeah.
Connor, we got to team up on this guy.
Yeah.
Team Instinct forever.
Team Instinct all the way.
We were the underdogs all the way through.
I don't forgot that was a thing.
No, it was crazy, and I remember everyone was like Valor or Mystic, and like Instinct was like Instinct was
Zapdos.
the
Wasn't Mystic like everybody was obsessed with that
Mystic was the one
Yeah,
everyone
just
went
'cause it's
to.
blue.
Valor was like close. Yeah, because it's blue, and then Instinct was kicked to the curb because it was yellow.
Yeah,
But it was Zapdos, so it sweeps. I don't know. It wins.
I don't know. Red's my favorite color. I like fire the best, and
Fair.
Moltres is cool. So
Fair enough. Yeah.
I was drawn to it.
We may as well discuss our nicknames on the topic of typing. I'm going to be the Water King today, and you'll see in a moment why that is.
I am self-titled Fire Lord in this episode.
And I am the Forest Hermit.
Forest Hermit. Nice.
Yeah, the program we're using, you can give yourself nicknames, and for some reason we did it.
Because it's awesome.
It's pretty funny.
So today we are doing, obviously in the realm of Pokemon, we are doing a sort of battle in a sense. Not really, but we're going to explain it in a second. So in our world, we didn't really determine the region. Do we want to determine the region now, just for fun?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
All right.
It's the Cononathan
Cononathan.
Lognana. I don't know.
I like Cognana.
Cognonathan.
Wait, it could be the
Cognonathan.
Yeah, Cognon again.
Cognonathan region or whatever. So yeah, so we're in the Cognonathan region,
Of
and
course.
in this world, instead of the Elite Four, there's only 3 of us, so we are the Elite 3.
That's
We're the
right.
Water King, the Fire Lord, and the Forest Hermit. And since we are only 3, we get 6 Pokemon. I think that's a good rule, right, guys?
I think that's
That-
fair.
that
Since there's
is
only
a
3, it
good-
makes it evens it out.
Exactly, yeah. So in this case, what we're going to be doing is deciding who the trainer will face first, second, and third.
Based on power levels.
Exactly. Power levels, fanfare, all that sorts.
Exactly.
And essentially, it's going to be who's the most powerful is going to face the trainer last. Basically, regular Elite Four stuff. And we're going to go basically in order, explaining our picks. We're going to go one Pokemon at a time. All 3 of us will introduce our Pokemon, state our case, move on. And then at the end, we'll probably discuss a little bit and figure out what the order is.
Sounds good. Do we like the idea of starting with our ace Pokemon and then ending with our legendary?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we each have a legendary, one legendary limited per team, and one ace Pokemon, which is
Yep.
our go-to
Partner Pokemon.
Exactly, our partner.
Like Ash's Pikachu.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Can I just state to everyone listening to this podcast, I really hate Poplio, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. I hate him with a burning passion, and if that makes you mad, I'm sorry, but maybe I won't be a guest on this podcast again after that. But I am the Water King, and I'm stating that I hate Poplio, and now we can move on now.
If you disagree with this, send in a GIF of Poplio. I don't know. I don't know if that exists.
I have no idea either.
Whether or not you disagree or agree with this take, rate this podcast 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening.
I agree.
I think that's a great way to determine how the audience feels about my take.
About Poplio?
Yes, because I hate him.
Even if you're listening on YouTube, give it 5 stars. You can't do that.
Okay,
But
if you're listening on YouTube, you have to subscribe and leave your opinion in the comments below of what you think about Poplio. Because I hate
give us
him.
a thumbs up. Is that a thing people still
Yes,
say?
give us
Yeah,
a
you can-
like.
you can
Likes are still a thing.
Likes.
I don't think you can dislike though.
You can dislike.
Oh,
on
you
YouTube?
can?
But you
Yeah.
won't.
But you,
Yeah, but you.
it says
but
the
you
Fire
would-
Lord.
That button doesn't even exist for the Gingerhead Men podcast.
The Fire Lord
disabled.
says no.
Yeah, you click it and it'll take you out of YouTube. So don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. Don't do it.
Well, one thing I wanted to add before we jump in
Of course.
is, did you know there's only 4 types in Pokemon that have not had an Elite Four member that's based on that type?
What are they?
What are they?
I believe there was normal,
Fair.
electric.
What?
I don't remember the other one, but the most important one, the reason I bring it up, is there's never been a grass type Elite Four.
Makes
No.
sense.
I think no electric type is insane.
That is kind of crazy.
I agree. Grass is even crazier because that's like OG, and like they
I
have a
think it-
starter for it every single
mean,
year.
It kind of makes sense though, because a grass isn't typically the strongest typing.
Yeah, but
it does
like
have a lot of
even
weaknesses.
there's still some banger grass types, and
There
I
are.
would think you could at least throw them in as like the first slot in the.
Hey,
Elite Four.
you're gonna see some of those
Yeah,
bangers in
maybe.
a little bit,
Well,
right?
Connor, maybe you got to be the one who brings the punch here with and gets the nod into the actual Elite Four in a different region.
Yeah, true. I'm the leader of the battle for the grass types.
Exactly. I think no electric type is crazy too. I
That
think
is
there's
kinda
a lot
crazy.
of really strong Pokemon.
I want to know the other one now.
Okay. The other one, sorry, the other one was fairy, but
Oh.
it's a slightly outdated post because now there's a fairy one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean, you got hope. I'm hoping for all the grass lovers out there that grass gets its nod at some point, and
Heck yeah.
same with electric.
I feel like normal makes sense that there's not one also.
It
It
does.
does. No,
I don't.
I don't even count it as a type, literally. But
Normal
just
type.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
have Snorlax.
a team of four Snorlaxes. I
That
love
reminds
that
me.
idea.
Did you guys ever play Pixelmon, the Minecraft
Of course, yes.
Yes.
That was all.
mod? I back when I was like, I'm 10, I can be a YouTuber. I recorded the free trial of Bandicam that gives the watermark and cuts off after 10 minutes.
Yes.
I recorded a Pixelmon series, and I really wanted a Snorlax, and I had given myself starter items, and I gave myself one Master Ball.
Of
You
course.
can see where this is going. I really wanted a Snorlax, and I was struggling to catch him in like Ultra Balls.
You threw him.
So I used a Master Ball on a Snorlax.
Well, at the end of the day, that is completely worth it because Snorlax is awesome.
And whatever gets the job done, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I think I am ready to list my ace Pokemon, guys, if we're ready to jump into it.
Sure.
All right, yeah, you're the guest. You can go first if you'd like.
I appreciate it.
Send it off.
As we've said before, we are the Elite Three, and I am the Water King. My Pokemon are all water types. And actually, first, I'd like to give my 2 honorable mentions. We each have some honorable mentions, I think.
Yep.
My first honorable mention is Empoleon. I really like the evolution line of Empoleon. The water steel typing is really it's a nice combo. And I just it just got edged out slightly by some of these other guys, but I wanted to give Piplup in that line a nod with Empoleon. And then my other one is Vaporeon. Vaporeon, I think, is such a. I really like the, especially just the all the evolutions I love, but I think Vaporeon really stands out, and I think the design for Vaporeon is really sick, along with its moveset is pretty sick. So those are my honorable mentions.
Did you know that?
Nope. Anyways, so my ace Pokemon.
Wait, should we all do honorable mentions? Or?
Oh yeah, no, I like that idea better. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So I only have one honorable mention. So my honorable mention is Superior. Superior was
Ooh, good
obviously
one.
my first starter, and I was really close to putting them on the list, but some things had to be on there instead of Superior. So
Superior's
it's
nice.
yeah, Superior is a great Pokemon. Just a giant snake. It's pretty awesome. And it's based off the World Serpent. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know.
Pretty
That.
cool.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like my first commander deck I built.
Magic.
Magic.
I also had 2, like Johnny. One I didn't really know that it existed. It's the Blaze Breed Tauros. Apparently they have.
Oh,
like,
I saw that when I was doing my research. There's like a water.
Yeah.
There's like an aqua breed too.
They
and
got
I was
like
oh, that's kind of sick.
4 different kinds of Tauros
yes.
now. And I think Tauros is really cool, but I don't know. That felt a little like a cop out, and I kind of.
No, I mean, no,
I found some
whatever.
other ones I liked better.
Interesting. W Tauros.
And then my other one. This is probably a mistake, and anyone who's like a big Pokemon fan is probably going to yell at me, but it's Arcanine. And specifically because the one I chose instead was just a meme, and I thought it was funny.
No, I will also state that Vaporeon was taken out of my original 6 because I replaced it with one of a meme Pokemon that I think was really fire for this.
Really water for this, you mean?
Yeah, no, I can't say that. I'm not the Fire Lord. Quite aquatic.
All right, let's go to our ace Pokemon now.
All right. So my ace Pokemon, the first member of the Elite 3 for the water side is Swampert. Mudkip is my favorite Pokemon by far. I love Mudkip, and the evolution line is sick. I think the typing is really strong, and when I've used it in game, it's just I've always picked Swampert, and I've loved every time I've used him. I think and I love his design. I think it's really cool. Just I hate his middle design, honestly. I think his middle evolution is kind of, what is it again? I can't even remember the name.
Marsh Tomp.
Yeah, Marsh Stomp. Like whenever I level Mudkip up into Marshtomp, and then I'm just mad until I get Swampert because it looks just like it looks like Swampert's like second cousin. It's stupid, but I think Swampert's a really cool design. I love his move set too, just with his it's what water ground, or is it
I don't
something?
That
actually know what it
sounds
is.
right.
Hold on, I have to double check. Swampert.
I got it up right now. Yeah, water ground.
Yeah, water ground. I think there's a lot of nice moves you can get in there, and yeah, I really enjoy Swampert.
Swampert's pretty cool, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, Mega Evo.
Oh yeah, right, and the Mega Evolution. So that's the thing. I didn't even think about a lot of the Mega Evolutions, but there's some of my people on this list have some really good Mega Evolutions. So
So my ace happens to be, it hails from the Alolan region, but in recent years has gotten a regional variant. So my ace or my partner Pokemon is Hisuian Decidueye.
Oh.
So in Pokemon Legends Arceus, Rowlet and their evolution line to Decidueye got a regional form which was Hisuian Decidueye, which trades out the the ghost type for a fighting type. Um,
ooh, I'm looking. I have never seen this before, but I
yeah,
like the design a lot.
Hisuian, the design is pretty awesome. I love the design, and I would have included regular Decidueye, but there is a grass ghost type on my team that I wanted to make room for, and I didn't want to have too many ghost types, but that's going to be quite the opposite when you see all my dragon types. um, but yeah, I chose Hisuian Decidueye. I could feel, when the trainer comes up at me and sees that Hisuian Decidueye standing next to me, he could be a little scared.
I think Decidueye is a great ace Pokemon.
Yeah. And I mean the species, I'm gonna say all the species too. It's the Arrow Quill Pokemon, which doesn't bring up an owl, which is pretty interesting. And it is 5'3", so it's pretty sizable. And yeah, I think Hisuian Decidueye is pretty fun. I played with it in Legends Arceus, and it's a really powerful and fun Pokemon to use. Let's hear from the Fire Lord.
The Fire Lord. Well, my ace Pokemon, my partner Pokemon, is the fully evolved version of my first ever Pokemon, which is Infernape.
Nice, love
Okay.
Infernape.
Yeah.
This is definitely what started me on my fire Pokemon obsession / journey. Chimchar, what a guy. Monferno, what a guy.
What a
And
guy.
Infernape, in case you couldn't guess,
He's
what a
the guy.
He's a pretty cool guy.
He's a pretty powerful fire fighting type. Just right off the bat, I don't have any other fighting on this team, so that's a good spot to put it in, and he's my boy. So
I love it. I love his moveset. I think like close combat and some of the stuff that he gets is really nice. And I think his evolution line is so satisfying. I think
Mhm.
Monferno plays really well in Infernape, just the way it goes up. I like it.
And can we just mention that, the naming is pretty incredible too. Infernape.
Yes.
Oh, such a
Yeah.
good
Yes.
name.
So good. Inferno Ape. It's
all
perfect.
three of them, honestly. Chimchar,
Yep,
Yep.
Chimchar.
Monferno,
Yes.
chimp, monkey, ape.
Just a great name. Let's clap it up for the name list there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Gotta love that. I'll jump into my second. I am realizing it's so much easier if I have Bulbapedia up on another screen so I can pull up exactly what I want to pull up. But I will say my second Pokemon in my list is Gyarados. I mean,
Ooh.
I just don't think you could go wrong with Gyarados. His Mega Evolution is awesome. And he's a water flying if he's in his normal form, which I think is really sick too. I love his shiny. I mean, the
Yep.
red Gyarados. I think one of the most coveted shinies. It's so cool.
Honestly, that's probably the best shiny that's
It's
out
an
there.
amazing shiny.
Exactly. And just him being able to learn dragon type moves and just like the lore behind him and everything with like I think it's ties to like Japanese history. I'm sorry if I'm botching this, but I'm trying to remember exactly what his lore is. But I just think he's one of the coolest Pokemon, and the fact that he evolves from Magikarp of all things is
Yeah.
really speaks to how cool he is. So Gyarados, I think, has to take the number 2 spot.
Gyarados
I
is
mean,
pretty amazing.
Gyarados I had on my Elite Four team with Infernape when I beat the Elite Four in Platinum. So
I remember me feeling like I felt like such a Giga Chad if I'd have if I had Gyarados with the same guy having Hyper Beam and Hydro Pump, and I'm like, that's just broken. And his stats are so good. I think his attack and his defense. I feel like he's a stacked Pokemon.
I need to learn more about stats in Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie, but
And this is perfect. It shows me a bunch of the things he has for moves, like obviously Hydro Pump and Hyper Beam I was talking about, but he gets Dragon Dance, Aqua Tail, Waterfall, Ice Fang is another really good one. The fact that he can have Dragon, Ice, Water, and Flying type moves, like to a degree, I think that's a crazy combo of typing.
So my second pick is Hydrapple. It was first introduced as Applin. That was in the Galar region, and then I think recently in Gen 9 it got the Hydrapple evolution line. So Hydrapple is a Hydra in an apple.
I think this guy
It's
might like snakes and hydras and things along
yeah,
those lines.
essentially yeah, and it's like the candied apple Pokemon. I think is what it's called. It's 5'11", and it is a grass dragon type, so it's pretty powerful. I didn't per se use this in the game. However, I think the design is pretty amazing. Just the idea of a caramel apple
I
with
do
hydras,
like the design of
yeah,
him a lot. That's
with
so
hydras coming
fun.
out. It's so cool.
Yes.
And I think it'll be a pretty good addition to my team. I'm not looking at stats because I don't really want to, but it could probably get some pretty cool moves. And I think it'd be a pretty cool addition to my team. So
Yeah.
Forest Hermit is going strong right now, I think.
I think so. Decidueye into Hydrapple is a nice combo there.
Yeah.
well, if you're not very familiar with Pokemon and somebody mentions Pokemon to you, there's probably exactly 2 that you could picture. And I picked one of them as my second pick for my team, and that is, say it with me, Charizard.
Charizard.
Yeah, it's got to be on the list. You can't diss the man. He is the king.
For the
No,
Lord.
I had some internal debates whether I wanted to have 2 starters on my team. And I almost cut Infernape, and then I was like, I love Infernape. He's my first Pokemon. I'm not cutting him. But I couldn't cut Charizard either. So
never.
he brings fire flying. I do have 2 fire flying types on my team. That was maybe not the best planning, but
Who cares?
that's okay. Because Charizard is pretty epic. And not to mention he has 2 separate Mega Evolutions. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
I mean, is he the only one with 2 separate?
No,
No.
Mewtwo, I know, also does. Maybe
Oh,
others,
right.
I don't know.
I forgot
I think
about
it's just Mewtwo and Charizard.
Yeah. You know, he should be the mascot, in my
I mean,
opinion.
yeah, he is for a lot of things. They use him for a lot of like marketing and shit.
He's a very popular Pokemon, a lot of people's favorites. He's one of my favorites, and he's powerful. That's about all I have to say.
He is very powerful.
I can't blame it. I mean, that's all that needs to be said. What more can you say about Charizard? Like, come on.
This is important though. Since you brought it up, which Mega Evolution would you choose?
I like Y better. He stays orange. He keeps his Charizard look. He just changes a bit.
I can't get enough of that the dark Charizard with X evolution. I think that's sick.
Yeah, they're both cool. I don't know. I feel like that just doesn't make as much sense to me.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that.
I don't know. I also played Y, so
right.
I played
right,
X. Xerneas all the way.
All right, I pass my Charizard torch back to you, Johnny.
And I'm going to extinguish that torch with my next Pokemon. My next Pokemon is going to be Greninja.
Oh.
I mean, can you ask for a better design?
Yes.
I think Okay, well that's fine. I think the design is so cool. Using his tongue as like the mask thing, like I think he's one of the best like newer starters to come out. And
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mhm.
the water dark type is a lot of fun. I think his movesets are really cool. Introducing water shuriken was a cool attack. And what else? He's super fast. I like his speed, so he's typically able to get attacks off quick, and he has a high attack stat anyways. And I think something I did like learn pretty recently about it, like I knew this was a thing in the show, but I didn't know it was like actually a thing in game, is that there's the do you guys know about Ash Greninja?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure like what causes that, but I know
So
there's a thing.
apparently, there's this thing called Battle Bond that Greninja can have. It's an ability, and when he knocks out another Pokemon with a damaging move, he'll transform into Ash Greninja, and he gets higher base stats. And whenever he uses Water Shuriken, it hits for 3 times as much power from 20 to
What?
60. Yeah,
Wow.
and the Water Shurikens like form on his back, and it looks like the design for it looks really cool too. So I think Greninja needs to have a spot on my team. I don't have the same battle bond with him as I do with Swampert, but I think I think you can't knock him off this list. He is a really strong Pokemon, really cool design, and that Ash Greninja mode is just like a really nice extra thing.
An
Yeah, I
added
think
Exactly.
bonus.
And I just it was what gen was he? I want to say
7.
6.
Oh,
Gen
sorry,
7?
6, yes. It
6.
was
Gen
6.
6? Okay, yeah. No, I chose him for Gen 6 as soon as I was like, wait, Ninja Frog? Like, come on. And from there it was Raps. He is a great Pokemon.
Not to mention too, Froakie is
Oh
incredible.
my, yeah, Froakie's so good.
Such
He's
a, I
the
mean, the
coolest.
whole line is great too. The whole
Yes,
line,
he's the most chill little frog, dude.
yes.
I love it.
And he was in Super Smash Brothers. Greninja was in Super Smash
He
Brothers.
was one of the few Pokemon to make it. Shout out to Charizard as well.
Charizard, yeah.
Shout out
Charizard. Charizard was grouped though. Did he get justice?
I think didn't he get
He was
Justice in
his own
Smash
in
Ultimate?
in Wii U, he was his own.
Wii U, yeah.
But then he got clunked
Oh,
back.
that sucks.
He's
I think
better. He's better as Pokemon trainer, I
Mhm.
think.
you think so?
Yes, I
His,
agree.
like Rock Smash or whatever was not worth it. Being able to switch between the three is nice. You get variety.
I thought it was a pretty cool ability. I thought like that whole Pokemon trainer thing in Brawl was pretty cool. I do kind of wish Charizard got his own thing in Ultimate though.
I do like Squirtle though.
We love Squirtle.
My third pick was from Gen 3. It is a starter, and it is the grass starter. Who knew? It's Sceptile. He's the
Good
forest
pick.
Pokemon, and this is the only Pokemon on my list that has a Mega Evo. Because I don't know if you knew this, but there's only 3 Pokemon that have grass type and have a Mega Evolution. So the list is pretty small.
What are the? Do you happen to know the other ones?
I remember one of them. One of them was Abomasnow. I forgot how to say his name. Abomasnow. I forgot his name. And then what was the other
Isn't
one?
the other one Venusaur?
It was Venusaur. Yes.
Venusaur's Mega Evolution is sick.
It is pretty cool, but I love Sceptile so much. He's so cool. And just having that double typing with the grass and dragon just makes him so much more powerful.
You're right.
And I know I said I have a lot of dragons, so there is one more grass dragon on the list.
I mean, come on, you gotta love the dragons.
I love dragon types; they're so cool.
They are very cool.
But yeah, he's very powerful. Not to mention his design is pretty sick. How he turns around, and shows. I don't know. They look like poison sacks on his back. I don't know. But then his tail looks like a tree, which is so awesome.
Yes.
And overall, he's just a pretty sick guy. That's all I got to say about him.
No, he's a really cool starter. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that he got grouped together with what was it? His starter? It was Sceptile,
Mudkip,
and Torchic. I mean, I think
All
I
great.
feel like he didn't get his justice, like, because he was put up against two of those powerhouses.
Yeah.
I love like Blaziken, and of course I love Mudkip and Swampert. So I feel like I would have chose him in a different game.
I just love. I mean, I love grass types, obviously. So, choosing
He's sick.
Traco was my pick back in the day.
Yeah,
Well,
really.
not really back in the day when they made Oros,
Mm-hmm.
Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. They remade
Right.
it on 3DS. That's when I chose it.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's all I got to
Very
say about
cool.
him. He's pretty cool. I mean, with the Mega Evolution, I think he got a lot more praise, more deserved
Yeah,
praise.
the Mega Evolution looks really cool.
But that's all I got to say about him.
No, I love Trico and especially Grovyle.
Grovile's sick too.
Sceptile's all right, but I mean he's more powerful, so that's kind of good, I guess.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really think the Mega Evo pulls it together for him in the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Which is what I mean. Mega Evolution just adds on to Pokemon, which is pretty cool, and it's coming back in Pokemon Z to A, so that's gonna be great.
Yay. Well, I feel like I failed you. Johnny has Swampert and Connor has Sceptile. I do
No,
not have Blaziken.
you did not. You didn't put Blaziken on this list.
Nah.
I mean, that would be 3 starters.
I mean, here's okay. I will admit I do have 3 starters, and I'm kind of realizing it right now. But we move on. We never set a limit, so
we didn't set a limit.
This is a hot take. Blaziken's kind of mid.
I
I'm just
like
gonna.
I like Torchic and Combuskin.
I'm gonna act like you didn't say that, and we're gonna move on.
No, I'm on your side looking.
I never finished Emerald, but I was not planning to evolve my Combuskin ever.
Really? I think
Yeah.
I think Blaziken looks sick.
I just offended like every Pokemon fan
Okay,
that's
but
listening.
Mega Blaziken looks really cool.
Kind
not
of
familiar. Wait, Mega.
You guys are crazy.
The only thing I wish they did better with Blaziken is made it more bird-like, because it loses its identity as a bird.
Yeah.
It's all got all sorts of feathers.
They're weird.
I don't know if those are feathers.
You know what? That's it. I'm quitting the podcast. Even though I'm a guest.
The Mega Evolution is really cool, but most of the Mega Evolution designs I'm not a fan of.
That's fair.
But anyway, yeah, I'm getting away from the starters. I do not have any more starters on my team.
I got one more, and then I have my meme and my legendary. So I'm realizing basically my entire. I had Gyarados too, so
Johnny, your last pick was a dark water type, right?
Mine was Greninja, yes.
Yeah, so your Elite 3 typing plus dark. My next pick is my Elite 3 typing and dark, which is Houndoom.
Ooh, good Pokemon.
Houndour and Houndoom, I think, are very cool Pokemon. Houndoom, at least, is kind of demonic looking and definitely fits the evil fire vibe that I'm going for.
I see.
Actually, I'm looking at the rest of my team. It's not very evil.
We could call him evil.
And it also has a Mega Evolution.
Its Mega Evo is pretty cool.
Those are my 2 that Mega Evolve. Charizard and Houndoom.
Heck yeah.
Fire devil dog looking thing.
Fire evil dog guy.
Is he evil though? Or can he be a nice dog?
He could be a good puppy. I don't like that I said that.
He could be an evil puppy.
That felt weird. He could be a good puppy.
If he wanted to.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have as much to say as you guys.
That's fair. I mean, I'm kind of yapping off of Bulbapedia if I'm being for real, so.
I'm just kind of like, this one's cool.
Hey, a lot of them are cool.
And that's all you need.
I went completely just for ones I thought were cool and seemed powerful, and then my meme one.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm excited for the meme ones, but I'll jump into my last one before the meme one. Well, we're doing our legendaries last, so meme one will be second to last. My 4th Pokemon is going to be Blastoise.
Ah,
Now,
Ah.
here's the thing. It was a real toss-up between Vaporeon and Blastoise because I really like Vaporeon just as a Pokemon in general, and this is my third starter. But I mean, I love the design of all these Pokemon. Blastoise from the OGs, the start. The Mega Blastoise I find really funny just because he just gets one giant cannon on his back and two on his hands. I don't think it's necessarily cool. I just think it's hilarious. And I think it's just such a fun Pokemon. Gotta love Water Turtle with giant guns on the side of his back. And he's got some pretty strong attack stats, and I'm a big attack guy when playing Pokemon. So I think he's got a good defense too.
I would hope so.
Yeah, no, with that big of a shell, you should.
you would
And
have to.
he's got a lot of good moves too. So yeah,
Plus, he
don't-
comes from Squirtle, and we've all established
I mean,
how
yeah,
awesome
we
Squirtle
love
Squirtle
is.
is pretty
Squirtle.
cool.
So that's another one with Chimchar, Monferno, and Infernape. I feel like is a really good evolution line. Maybe I'm biased from the show, but I love War Turtle because of like the whole like cool Squirtle episode, and they had like the
Squirtle
War
Squad.
Turtles. Yeah, Squirtle
Squirtle
Squad. That was it. But and then I like War Turtle's design too, as his like tail looks kind of like a wave and everything. And Squirtle's just the goat.
Yeah. Squirtle is awesome. I love Blastoise though. Blastoise has an amazing design. It's
He is a
timeless.
really no, it's an OG, and you can't deny him. He's awesome.
No, I like they have that Gen 1 feel. Like it's
Mhm.
hard to even describe it, but all
Yeah.
the Gen 1 Pokemon just have such a distinct vibe.
Mhm.
They really do. And I just found out that Blastoise has a Gigantamax version, and it literally looks like there's a military base on his back. Like this
Yeah.
is kind of fire.
It's pretty crazy.
I don't know if
Look this
you
up.
yeah, look
It's
up
like a fortress.
Gigantamax Blastoise. That is really cool. So I think that secures him in this list over Vaporeon.
What?
I know, right?
Kind of crazy.
I wasn't even thinking about Gigantamax, but like, look at that thing. That's crazy.
I want to see the Charizard one.
Sorry to all the listeners who don't get video, which is everyone. Just look up Gigantamax Blastoise. You'll know what we're talking about.
And he looks pretty cool.
He looks really cool.
Charizard just gets fat.
Bulbasaur,
And
I mean,
like,
sorry,
gets,
Venusaur
like-
is pretty cool.
He gets like fiery wings, which is kind of cool. But
Oh yeah, he really does just get fat and big with fire wings.
he looks like. Did you guys ever watch Dragon Tales?
Yes.
Yes.
He looks like Ord, but he's orange.
That's sick. Did Venusaur get one?
Yes. They all got one. The three
Yeah.
starters.
Let me see.
He just gets a giant flower.
It looks like he has like a bowl cut. I think that looks so funny.
That's pretty silly.
That's nice.
Pretty silly.
Pretty silly. Is it literally Venusaur's flower just gets bigger every single time he evolves, no matter what?
I love it. I think it's great.
It's awesome.
I have another Gen 7 Pokemon here from the Alola region. It is Delmise. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
Delmise. I can't.
Delmise. It's an anchor and a ship wheel. It is a ghost grass type, and it's known as the Sea Creeper Pokemon. So it's pretty big, actually. It's 12 feet and 10 inches. So it is a gigantic Pokemon, which I'm just reading now. I didn't know that. Ghost types are one of my favorite types as well. Yeah, and it's a very strong Pokemon too. And I love the idea of like shipwrecks and then having ghosts inhabit those shipwrecks and then become a Pokemon. It's so cool.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And if you look at the I'll describe it, the Pokemon. So it has an anchor, and then it has seaweed over it, and then at the top of it there's a ship's wheel, and it has a compass looking like an eye, and then the seaweed actually makes up the teeth too, if you look at that. So it's kind of like a smile.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a pretty awesome Pokemon. And now that I'm thinking about it, the Gen 7 with the Alola region, it has some of my favorite Pokemon. And my meme Pokemon, I guess, also hails from that region, which we'll go
Nice.
into next. But yeah,
Yeah.
Delmise, that's one of my favorite picks and a pretty awesome Pokemon too, if you
I'm
think
looking at
about
his
it.
Pokemon card, and it looks like he like in this art he's like taking off his hook, and like the wheel is falling with the hook into the water. So
Oh,
I think
what?
that's pretty cool that that separates. Like if you
That's
look up
cool.
Bulbapedia, it'll show you in the biology section a picture of his Pokemon card. It's really
Dang,
cool.
I'm gonna have to look that up once Logan starts talking. But
Yeah.
there was one thing I wanted to mention, but I don't remember it now. And if I do, I will bring it up. Oh yes, no, this is the one thing. I just love Pokemon that are inanimate objects. I think the ghost typing goes so well
And
with
it's
it.
yeah.
It's so much fun, and yeah, I'll give it on to you, Logan.
It's kind of wild that so many ghost type Pokemon are just dead people that get
Mhm.
turned into Pokemon.
That's
Yeah,
insane. Yeah.
but it's cool.
Yeah, it's creepy. I'm pretty sure, is it Phantump that evolves into Trevenant, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Phantump, it's just people go missing in the woods and die and
It's
become Phantump.
it's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Uh, Five Night at Team
Antes.
Rocket.
Team Rocket, yes. Jesse and James blasting off again.
I'm going to say my fourth pick now.
Moving on.
So this is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, and it happens to be a fire type, which worked out. It's definitely not the strongest on my team, but I felt like I had to include it, which is Ponyta.
Ah, nice.
Not Rapidash, its
Oh.
evolution, but Ponyta.
Hmm.
Galarian Ponyta looks like a My Little Pony. It's really funny.
It we don't talk about.
We had discussed that.
Specifically the Kanto one where it's a fire type and it has it's a horse with a flowing fire mane for anyone who's not familiar.
It's really
And
cool.
I don't know why I'm not a big horse fan in real life. I like nothing else that has creatures or monsters or whatever. Am I like, oh, I want the horse one? But Ponyta has always been like one of my definitely top 5 Pokemon. I don't know.
That's a good pick. I like
Is
that.
Ponyta's Gen 1, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Makes sense. No,
Yeah.
honestly, though, now that I'm looking at Galarian Ponyta, I kind of like it.
I don't know if I do. I kind of
It's
think that it's what's dumb about Rapidash is he randomly gains a horn when I think it's supposed to be just a normal uh horse Pokemon when Ponyta doesn't have one. I think that's
but
kind of odd.
Rapidash is sick. I will say that.
Rapidash is a cool
Yeah,
Pokemon, but
Rapidash is pretty cool.
I think I agree with Logan. I think Ponyta looks better as just like on its own. Like I like its fire looks better for some reason. Rapidash looks just not as good.
Yeah, half of my team, 3 out of 6 are Gen 1.
All right, talk about fun things.
So things are fun.
Things are fun.
You know what
Do you
else
ever
is fun? Pokemon.
Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, should I use this time to plug your other podcast while the other Gingerhead Men isn't here?
If you would like to.
Hey guys, listen to the Egregious podcast because it's a pretty cool podcast. And then they'll tell you on that podcast to listen to this one. And that's what we call a mutually beneficial relationship.
That's very handsome of you.
Thank you. You are very spicy today because you're the Fire Lord.
I am Fire Lord Ozai, and everything will change when I attack.
I'm afraid of that. We are on to our one meme Pokemon. We all felt it was fair if we added a silly Pokemon that we all enjoy.
Did we even
And
discuss that? I think we all
no,
just
we
kind of
didn't.
did
We
that.
I
decided
think we
it
just did
like
it.
literally a couple like an hour ago now. But my fifth Pokemon before my legendary, it has to be Psyduck.
I knew it.
Yep. I mean, come on. This guy is just the coolest guy. And he's so funny. He reminds me of Brian because he's silly and he forgets things easily. And he's I mean Golduck's pretty cool too. I think he's pretty solid. I don't have a lot to say about Psyduck, but let's see, he's got Water Pulse. It's pretty nice. He's got Aqua Tail. He can do that. And I like his water psychic combo. I think that's like he's got that going for him. And he is just labeled as the duck Pokemon. So he is the OG duck Pokemon. So
That's amazing.
yeah, he is literally just that, the duck Pokemon.
Just the duck Pokemon.
Golduck, well, yeah, Golduck is also a duck Pokemon, but when you think of duck, you think of Psyduck because it's in the name. So
That's true. Doesn't he get like headaches just frequently anyway, though? Too.
yes, he just holds his head 24/7.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he's like crazy powerful though.
No, he's pretty powerful.
Psychics are pretty powerful.
Yeah, I mean just psychic type in general. But yeah, I think it's the psychic power is a bit too much for him, so he holds his head all the time, and he gets headaches. But I would give that man some ibuprofen if he was on my team, and
he'll be chilling. Yeah,
exactly. I think he could be the ringer on this team. People would look at him and think it's just a Psyduck, but I just give him something for his headache, and he's gonna smack people around. He can learn one of my favorite moves, which also Swampert has. He can learn Muddy Water. He can learn, like, these are all TMs, but he can do like Muddy Water. He can get Ice Beam. That's another good move. What else we got here? Shadow Claw, another nice one. Psyshock, Zen Headbutt, Light Screen. He's got a lot of cool psychic ones.
I just looked up too, just a side note on Psyduck. When he evolves into Golduck, apparently his headaches just don't phase him anymore.
Yeah, he grows up so that
he just grows up.
He can handle the psychic powers,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, gotta love that.
Yeah. So I guess my meme Pokemon, if we're going into that next, is Executor, but it's not just Executor; it's the Alolan version of Executor.
I figured it was.
So this is essentially
really funny.
Yeah, he's essentially a palm tree. And he is known as the coconut Pokemon, so it works out pretty well. Although I still don't know how is it Execute? Execute can evolve into just coconuts,
Yeah.
It's strange, but we'll take it. So this is my third and final dragon type.
The fact that this is your meme Pokemon and he's a grass dragon. Okay, dude.
He's pretty powerful, but he is a meme. Crazy. So
he's very much that Alolan version is very much a meme.
What's funny though is Alolan Executor is not as tall as Delmise.
Jeez, Delmise is giant.
What?
Alolan Executor is only 6'7", which is pretty interesting for a palm tree Pokemon.
Dude, some NBA players are taller than him.
I know. He's not that tall, which I did not know. I thought he was as tall as a tree. But you know what this is? This is just Executor's height. I gotta find the actual height of Alolan Executor. Yeah. So it's not 6 foot. It's probably like 16 foot. If we're being honest.
He's got to gain a lot there.
Yes, he does. But I don't have that info right now, so I'll find in a little bit. But I picked him. Originally, this wasn't going to be my meme Pokemon, but since you guys brought it up, he works pretty well as a meme Pokemon, and he's super powerful too.
He definitely is.
Yeah, so I added him in. He's a pretty cool Pokemon, and I'm now realizing that I love Gen 7, as I said before. It's a pretty amazing generation. Even though the trials weren't as fun as the gyms.
The only one I didn't play.
You gotta play it then. There's some cool people.
There's a lot of good ones.
Oh, that's where a Litten is, and then Incineroar. Incineroar's in Super Smash Brothers, of course. it's he's a fun character to play though in Super Smash Brothers. But I won't say any more about Alolan Executor.
Say as much as you please. We love Alolan Executor.
All right, I'll talk now.
We love hearing you talk.
Well, thank you. But I also love hearing you guys talk. So, Logan, go ahead.
Well, Connor, did you know that there was a possibility we could have had the same Pokemon on both of our teams?
Really?
There's exactly one Pokemon with a grass fire typing. And it just so happens to be my meme Pokemon.
Oh. Who is it? I'm trying to think.
Scovillain from Gen 9.
Scovillain? I know this one. It's the pepper one.
Yeah, it's the pepper guy. I think he's so funny.
That is hilarious. I love this guy.
Scovillain.
All of my Pokemon are from the first 4 generations, except for this guy. I
The
just had to
Scoville.
throw a new gen one in.
That's so funny. Capsicid? What is that starter? That's so funny.
Yeah, his pre-evolution is a little goofy.
I think
but
there's also one fire water type, which feels so
there
wrong.
there is.
Oh wait, no.
It's Volcanion, yeah.
Oh, it's Volcanion. And what's funny about
I think he's a legendary.
he is.
The next Pokemon after this in the Pokedex is a dung beetle rolling a ball of poop around. I'm
What?
not kidding.
I
No,
don't
I
remember
see
what that one
that.
is.
It's Relor.
Relor.
Silly bug.
Rellor.
Well, yeah, I think Scovillain's super cool. He's literally the spicy pepper Pokemon.
I don't know a whole lot about him, but I need to get back to playing Scarlet. I played a little bit of it.
I
have
need
to
to play it.
too.
And I know I saw this guy running around, and I'm like, I want that.
He's just funny
Mhm.
looking.
It's goofy. He's funny looking. He's cool. I don't know. The fact that he's fire grass, I think that's a really, really cool typing,
I think
especially
so
because
too.
it's the first time it's been done.
I like the puns too. Capsaicid, it's like capsaicin. And then the Scoville, like the Scoville
Like
unit.
Scoville units, yeah. That's all I got. I think he's funny.
All right, then I will move on to my ringer, my legendary, the possibly the strongest Pokemon on my team. I think that could be said. My last Pokemon to round out my Elite 3 team is Kyogre.
Dang.
There was a lot of really good water legendaries I was looking at, but I think Kyogre takes the cake. I like his design a lot. There's a primal Kyogre. It looks honestly even better in my opinion, and I think he's just such a powerhouse of a Pokemon. His what is his type? I believe he can. Let's see some of his moves, but his special attack and defense are both pretty high. He has Water Spout, which is a special move that I don't see often. Does big damage. Double Edge, Hydro Pump. He has like ice moves like Ice Beam. He has Muddy Water again, one of my favorite moves. And then he can learn things like he can learn he can learn Earthquake, which is pretty crazy. Hyper Beam, of course. Giga Impact, Ice Beam. And I think he's a really cool legendary. I think he has a great design, great move set, and he is a very strong Pokemon to round out my list. Oh, I wanted to mention actually, his Drizzle ability is something that he does where he makes rain as soon as he enters the battlefield. And I believe what it does is it like buffs him to a huge degree, like anytime he's using water moves in the rain. Because it's like the same as using Rain Dance, but you get it for the entire battle. So as soon as he enters, he makes it rain, which I think is just a cool thing to imagine in general. Like you throw out your Pokemon and he changes the fucking weather, but then he just gets buffed from that. So I think I get a little edge in any fight using Kyogre.
No, that's a good pick, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good water legendaries. Like I did want to just do Articuno,
Yeah.
but is Articuno only ice? Oh, I thought he
is ice.
Yeah, I think so.
Here I mix up because I play the TCG game on my phone and they have them as water because I don't think they have ice yet. There's another one I was who was the other water legendary I was looking at?
Palkia?
Palkia, yes, it was Palkia. I mean, Palkia is just so cool, and he's a dragon. And he's a dragon type, and he should be an honorable mention, honestly, but I really like his whole lore, too, of him being, like, the space lord. Unfortunately, Palkia, I just had to give it to Kyogre.
I love Kyogre so much.
He's so cool.
Maybe I'm helping you, but I don't care. Kyogre's amazing.
He's sick. Can't deny.
I have another Gen 7 Pokemon.
Yes.
And there's actually not that many grass legendaries, which makes sense again. The only ones are Verzion from Gen 5, Kartana from Gen 7, and Wu-Chan from Gen 9, and also Origapon from Gen 9. And then there's also Calyrex or something like that, but there's not that many in contrast to everything else. But the one I chose was called Tapu Bulu.
Tapu. Can you spell that for me?
So it's TAPU. BULU. I didn't know if we were doing mythics or not, so I just stuck to the legendaries.
Mythic.
This
Um,
guy's oh, I didn't even know there was a difference between mythic and legendary.
Yeah,
yeah,
Mew's not a legendary.
Yeah,
That's
you
weird.
could. We're counting as a legendary. Tapu Bulu. I've never heard of this Pokemon.
Yeah, so it's a grass fairy type, and it has a special ability. So it's essentially like it looks like a mask or a totem pole. It kind of looks like the carving out of it. It does have also an ability called Grassy Surge when it enters. So when it enters, it creates grass on the ground and makes the battlefield grassy. So a Pokemon of the grass type, they are more powerful. They produce stronger attacks and all that such. So he's a
Oh.
good. He's like a support type, but he's also very very strong. Having the fairy type is nice because fairy is a pretty powerful typing. Yeah, he makes a pretty good addition. I don't know too much about him because I never caught him. The one I caught in Sun and Moon was Tapu Koko, which was the electric one. But Tapu
Mhm.
Bulu is the grass one, and the carving looks like a essentially a bull. Hence why it's Bulu.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Baloo.
Baloo.
Yeah, I'm more familiar with Tapu Koko. I don't really know any of them because I didn't play Gen 7, like I said.
I never saw any of these, but one I recognize the most is Tapu Lele. I've seen that one before.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the only ones I haven't. Yeah, no, I've seen the fairy one. Tapu Fini, that's the water one. That thing looks pretty sick.
yeah, but that's my pick. I thought he was a pretty powerful type, and then having that grassy surge really helps too. So that's why I
For
chose
sure.
him.
I think that's good pick. Good pick.
Mhm.
Oh, it's back to me then.
Yeah, last one. Round out your list.
Mhm.
You know, I got fire, and there's only one legendary Pokemon that just screams fire and is literally on fire at all times, which is Moltres.
Yes, I mean, come on. If one of the birds didn't get on here, I think we would have had a problem.
Well, it had to be Moltres then. That's the only one that fits our typing.
I know, but you brought it home.
It's another fire flying type with Charizard. It's
Hmm.
another Gen 1 Pokemon, but it's iconic. The three legendary birds, as we mentioned, that might have been before we recorded, but they're
No,
iconic.
we mentioned it.
Mhm.
Had to have Moltres on the team. And I do want to point out, I don't know if you guys know, but there's Galarian versions of the three
Yes.
birds.
Mhm.
I've only seen the Galarian Moltres as of now, and I think that looks sick.
You
Galarian
guys,
Zapdos is incredible.
I was gonna point out, you guys should look up the shiny Galarian Moltres.
Shiny.
Oh
Shiny.
yeah, they make the regular colors, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, sick! So they revert back to what they had before. That's sick. Oh, all the Galarian ones look sick.
But even though Galarian Moltres is like on fire, and especially the shiny one is entirely made of fire,
Mm-hmm.
the regional variant loses the fire typing.
Oh.
It's so
So
weird.
even if I wanted to, I couldn't have picked Galarian Moltres.
The Zapdos one is so funny.
He's a roadrunner.
Me.
Yeah, it's a good pick though. With Moltres.
That rounds out my team.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Woo, we did it.
We did it.
We did it, guys. I feel like that was awesome. Now we have to decide, though, the big decision. Who faces us first? Who faces us first, second, and third?
That's true.
I
Let's
feel like we should run through our
yeah.
whole
Run through
list
quick.
at once, real
Right.
quick.
Let me I'm gonna start it off since I started off the list. I'll my team consists of Swampert, Gyarados, Greninja, Blastoise, Kyogre, and Psyduck.
So my team was Hisui and Decidueye as my ace, Hydrapple, Sceptile, Delmise, Alolan Executor, and then Tapu Bulu.
And I have Infernape, Charizard, Houndoom, Ponyta, Scovillain, and Moltres.
We all got some strong teams.
Man, we got some good picks.
Mm-hmm. How are
I
we
don't
gonna
know
decide?
I don't know how we decide.
What if we fight them all at once?
How about we all get one console each? We all get a Nintendo Switch, and we get every Pokemon fight each other.
What if we ask ChatGPT which
That's
which
actually
is
the best
strongest.
idea we could have thought.
I mean, we did take a long time explaining our pick, so
Yeah,
we
I
could
feel like
round it
it's
up
fair.
by having a pick for us.
I think, and then here, how about this? You can we can have ChatGPT choose, and then or just like we'll list all the teams. We'll see what ChatGPT says for first, second, and third, and then in the comments section, the listeners can debate if that seems right or not.
Yeah, the forest hermit at the top. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly.
I have 3 Pokemon teams that will be in the Elite Four. In this case, the Elite Three. I need the teams ordered from weakest to strongest.
I like that.
Psycuck? No.
Yes. No. Keep that in. Keep that in. I want my guy to be named. I would nickname him Psycuck. That's for sure. Hold on, I'm eating a chocolate square. Don't start yet.
Oh man. Okay. So, you just said not to start yet.
Hold on. I'm almost done.
Okay, so after a brief intermission where I plugged our teams into ChatGPT, we have our results.
Drum roll, please.
In third place, and apparently by far the weakest, is me. With
By
the
far?
5.
Did they say that?
No.
Oh.
It says third place, weakest.
Darn, dude. Sorry, Fire Lord. Does it give a elaboration?
It says this team has a clear fire type theme, which makes it very vulnerable to rock, water, and ground attacks.
True.
While Moltres and Charizard bring some flying type versatility, and Scovillain has grass to counter water types, it's still highly exploitable with common weaknesses.
Oh.
I thought grass would be last just because of how the typing hits hard, or gets hit hard.
It says no defensive bulk. Most of these Pokemon rely on speed and offense, but they lack strong defensive walls.
Well, hey, you're still in the Elite Three, and there's something to be said about that.
True.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the way this pans out is when I say the second place, we kind of find out who the first place is, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, in second place is Connor's grass team.
I won! Yay! Okay, anyways.
This team has more defensive versatility than the fire team, thanks to Tapu Bulu's grassy terrain, Dhelmise's ghost steel typing.
What?
Ghost steel
No, it's
typing?
ghost grass.
They're wrong!
They're wrong.
It
And
said
Alolan
ghost grass on
Exeggutor's
Bulbapedia.
dragon typing. Fewer overlapping weaknesses in the fire team, but still struggles against flying, ice, and fire. Hisuian Decidueye and Hydrapple provide strong offense and bulk, helping the team hold up better than the fire team.
Mm-hmm.
And then in first place, our guest won the episode. That
the Water King.
I guess it's a competition, but also we're on the same team, so
exactly.
It's a collaborative competition.
We're just a really strong Elite Three altogether. Like, Ash is not beating us, dude.
No.
Because I stole his Greninja.
True. Kyogre alone makes this team terrifying. That's the opening statement.
Actually, I mean, that's so funny.
Its Drizzle ability powers up water moves and weakens fire-type attacks, further boosting the already strong synergy of this team.
Oh, I forgot. I thought Drizzle only applied when he was on the field, but I think you could just bring him out and then Drizzle stays for the rest of the match, so all of my water guys would get buffed. That's crazy.
Gyarados and Greninja provide coverage, with Gyarados bringing an Intimidate ability for defense. Swampert's water/ground typing makes it immune to electric moves, a common water-type weakness.
That's one of my favorite parts about Swampert.
And Blastoise adds bulk, and while Psyduck is a weak link, the rest of the team is strong enough to carry it.
Are you telling me Psyduck doesn't... No, they're wrong. ChatGPT. Listen, guys. Psyduck just has a little bit of a headache. I give him some ibuprofen, and this guy is cooking. Thank you, ChatGPT, for labeling me as the victor. But we are the strongest Elite Three that has ever been formed, because we are also the only Elite Three that has ever been formed. So, the rest of what's our region called again?
The
Con-
Congonathan.
The
Congonathan.
Congonathan region, you guys I dare you to try and challenge us because no one is getting through our Elite Three.
Nope. No one.
If anyone can draw, make fan art of the Congonathan Elite 3.
I want to see
Yes.
that.
Even if you do like only our ace Pokemon, just make them look like us. Make them give them an evolution like Ash's Greninja, where it's like Johnny's Swampert, Logan's what was your ace? Logan's Infernape, and Connor's Hisuian Decidueye. Say that 5 times fast. Hey, Hisuian.
I don't want to.
No. Hisuian Decidueye.
Hisuian Decidueye. Jesus.
I tried to make myself feel a little better. I asked ChatGPT, which is your favorite team? And it said, I'd have to go with the water team as my favorite.
Well, okay,
biasy.
It's literally just because it's the strongest, and ChatGPT only cares about winning, clearly.
Out of the fire typed. No.
Yes, say what's your favorite team?
Fire type.
Not including the water team and the forest team.
Which is your favorite?
Probably the fire team.
Between the fire type teams, I'd still pick.
Well, guys, any last bits about Pokemon that you want to bring up? I feel like this was a very successful idea and a fun episode in general. I really enjoyed building my team, and thanks for having me.
I would have to agree. I think this was fun. I do have something that I would like to mention that's kind of on the topic of Pokemon. Well, it definitely is on the topic. There's these cards called Pokénauts.
Oh?
They're parodies of Pokemon, the original 151 Pokemon. And they're drawn horribly.
I think I've seen that.
Google this. They're pretty funny.
I've never seen them.
They're drawn horribly, and they have goofy names like Kadabra.
Kadabra.
Instead of Vaporeon, it's just Vapor. And instead of Doduo, it's Doo-Doo.
That's so clean. I love that.
Oh, you know what we should do in the future too?
What?
Do this episode again, but we have different typings.
I would totally do this again with like different typings in the starting 3 if you guys are willing to have me.
Sure.
No.
Oh wait, also before we end it, I did figure out the height of Alolan Executor.
Oh, what was it?
It was 35 feet and 9 inches.
Oh my god. That guy
is crazy.
Giant.
Much taller than I thought.
That's incredible.
That's all I wanted to add.
No, I love that. All right, guys, we'll see you next week for our magic teams that were built. No, I'm kidding. It was Gerald. That's so good.
Yes, Gerald is the best.
Wait, well, you guys won't be able to see. Connor, did he send it to you? Oh, he sent it to the group.
I saw, yeah. Yeah, it's a poorly drawn Gyarados.
Pokénauts.
Gerald.
Tune in next time, whenever that'll be, for another fun-filled episode. Whatever
Thanks
that
so
might
much
be.
for having me, guys. This was awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Next time, Connor will be stripping.
Hey, like, subscribe, listen, rate 5 stars on this podcast because I loved it.
And we love you.
I love you too.
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Pika.